Hello, welcome back. So I just took a quick break between the last episode and this one, but we've just docked at AYB17, and we're going to go ahead and look at some of the menu systems over here. You can hear them shooting up ships outside the space station there. So Starport Services is what we want. So we'll select that. And I love the way the screen does that little sort of breaks into triangles and then sort of dissipates across the screen and you get the menu system up. Feels really like you're moving from the sort of ship interface into the space station interface. Really like that. So the first thing I like to try and do each time we dock is make sure I grab fuel. So we can see our reservoir is at 90%, so we need to fill that back up. Nice and cheap, 1 credit, 0.02 tons of fuel, of value fuel. That's interesting. I hadn't spotted that before. Maybe there'll be different fuel types. That could be interesting in game. Maybe you'll be able to go further, fly further, and stuff on better fuel or something. Maybe they'll have an unleaded version. Right, so we'll buy that. Then back out, and let's look at some of the other menu systems. So we've got munitions here. We've actually only got 2 pulse lasers fitted to this Sidewinder right now. So if we go into here, we won't be able to buy anything for that because there isn't any ammunition. It's just a laser. So the main menu here we come into, we've got bulletin board, which is kind of where you can do missions and stuff like that right now. We've got the market, which is the one we're going to look at. We've got contact, which I think is to do with kind of people and removing fines and things like Pilots Federation and stuff. We've got outfitting, which I'll show you quickly, which is kind of, you know, seeing your ship. It drops you down into the hangar, which is really nice. And you can see the different hard points we've got here. It'll light us up in a second. There we go. So you can move around the ship, get different views of the different places each of these items are. As the bulkhead's obviously the stuff that's around the ship. Paint job, if we had bought a paint job, we could apply it to the ship. We can also see our cargo hold here, so 0 out of 4 units right now. We're going to go into the commodities market in a second and do that. Repairs. So if you take a bang on your ship, or maybe you get shot up and your cargo hold is damaged, you'd come in here to repair it. So you repair your cargo hatch specifically if that's taken damage and nothing else has, or you can just repair the whole lot. Right now we've got no damage, and you can also repair ship, and that's where you do your ship hull. And then back to this main menu, you've got shipyard as well. So if we wanted to buy a new ship, if we've earned enough money, and I think that says, yeah, you could buy an Eagle for 16,000 credits. We do not have 16,000 credits. Maybe that's one of the ones we'll buy. I think I've got my eye set on a little hauler or something to try and make credits so we can experience some of the stuff in beta, but maybe we'll get an Eagle as well on the way. Right, so commodities market, wasn't it? I'm not going to think too much about this first trade. I want to find something fairly cheap, something in the food section, that I reckon we can make a decent profit on, and we're going to head over to whatever the nearest station is and hopefully sell it for a profit. So looking at this, they've got supply on, well, coffee we can't afford, tea we can't afford, fruit and veg we could, fish we could but they haven't got any, animal meats a no-no, and grain. So I think we'll take fruit and veg because it's got the highest price and probably the likely highest return, so we'll select that, and then we're going to buy 1, 2, 3, 4 items for 712 credits.
Warning, cargo hold at maximum capacity.
It tells us our cargo hold is now full. And what I really like about this system, and I like this interface actually, it feels like a sort of market trading interface when you sort of submit the sale and stuff like that. But yeah, back to the fruit and veg, you can actually see here the bought price. We bought it for 178 credits per item, and when we get to the other end we'll see that, so we'll know if we've made a profit. Nice and easy. Let's head out. We're going to launch straight away. We'll use our vertical thrusters, and that will take us off the deck, and then we'll head out into space. Just going to press 1 in a second once we're up to the surface here. That's the process back out from the hangar. Press 1. I'm just using home and end. I've got this map to move between the tabs here. Yeah, you can see we've just been released. We're just going to select our destination while we're in the station. I mean, why not? That looks like it's the nearest one. Salus Primus. So let's go there. Lock destination. Back out to here. And then a bit of vertical thrust. And then a bit of forward. Take our landing gear up straight away. I've got that set to insert right now. and then we'll just kind of bit of yaw, just get us away from that edge, slow it down just a touch, spin it out, and then once we're out, I like to just kind of boost away from the station at this point. Oh, what did we hit there? God, I didn't even see what I hit. I must have cracked the ship or something there on the way out. Crazy. This game really gets you. Oh wow. Okay, so yeah, let's head out. What we're going to do now is look at the compass in game. So on the top right hand corner of the scanner there, you can see that little orange circle with the what looks like yellow brackets in it. If I move the ship around, drop it down to 50% for max maneuverability, you can see that changes. So what that indicates now, the full yellow dot indicates that the destination I'm trying to go to is in front of me. When it was the brackets, it was behind me, and I think that changes to blue or yellow depending on if it's a sort of a ship or a station or a system or something else you've got targeted. I'm not quite sure how that works, but it definitely changes whether it's behind you or in front of you, and that's important to watch. So what I'm going to do is charge up our drive as soon as we can get out of mass lock. So you see in the bottom right there we're mass locked, and it just means we're too near to the space station right now. You can see it's dropped off now, that blue light, and if I hit J again, it'll allow us to charge the drive. We're at max boost already, so I'm just going to throttle back because you can sit in ready to hyperspace and go into super cruise when you're like this for quite a while. And it just says throttle up to engage, so we will max our throttle. Going to hit boost to do that quickly, and away we go. Yeah, well, unfortunately, it looked like the game crashed. So we're sitting here again. I had to load it back up. You know, it is a beta. Stuff like that's going to happen. No big deal. Throttle back up to 50%. Charge our hyperdrive, and we'll go through this process again. It just hung on the sort of hyperdrive tunnel there between systems. Maybe because I'm recording or whatever. I'm not sure. But let's throttle up to engage. 4, 3, 2, 1. And hopefully it's not going to do it again. Maybe there's a problem right now with the servers. Nope. Ah, there we go, we're in. Okay. So you probably won't have got to appreciate all those graphics, but if you look here with these galaxies and stars and stuff flying around you, that's the effect you get. It's just amazing. Really, really lovely and well put together. It feels just so natural as well. So here we are in the system. Just get away from the sun there. We don't want to crash into that. And we're going to find our destination. So back to our panel here. We want the space station, Beagle 2 landing, lock destination, back to the main menu, use the compass to find it. So it's in front of us somewhere. And there it is. So we're 1700. Ooh, let's get that in the center. Okay, so 1700. I think that means the LS is light seconds away. So we'll try and max our throttle, get over there quickly, and once we're within maybe a couple of hundred, I think I'll skip this bit and bring you back in once we're a lot closer. Right, so we just dropped under 500 light seconds away, so I'm going to throttle down a little bit. We'll start kind of the approach into Beagle 2 landing at this point. We are still in super cruise, so you can see this sort of the lines on the left and right hand side of the screen here almost kind of indicate it's almost like a sort of a airspace runway or something, or a path you're following, which I really like. You can see our speed alongside the scanner. That's kind of matching it's sort of the per second speed as well. Let's get a bit closer and then we'll start to slow down a little bit more. We'll bring it in on the approach and then we'll go and dock with the station, sell our goods and think about what we're going to do next time. And this time I'm going to request docking as we get close to the space station. Oh, see that little jump there? I'm using, I think I may have mentioned this, I'm using the keyboard controls, so more of a kind of a classic feel. But I am noticing occasionally that it doesn't quite take the inputs correctly. That might be my keyboard or just the beta nature of the game right now. If you want the finer kind of detailed controls, you're probably going to want to use maybe a game controller or a mouse, or I think probably the best thing to do will be use a joystick, you know, maybe a hands-on throttle and stick kind of system would be the best. I've got my eye on one or two of those, and I think I'm gonna take a look and probably invest in one of those to play the game, because it is so good. I can see myself putting a lot of hours in here. It's getting a little bit of a lag as we're coming in here. Slow it down. So we're under 0.3 light seconds out now. You can see our speed. Whoa, you see that guy go over our head there? There's a guy kind of boosting in. See if we can bring him up. So he's in a sidewinder there, and it looks like he just dropped out of Super Cruise, or oh no, he just came off the radial. That was a bit weird. But yeah, you could see he was in a sidewinder there. Okay, so we're 25,000 kilometers out. We're doing 1.5,000 or 1,500 kilometers per second. So we're getting close. And when we get close, on the left-hand side panel, you can see Beagle 2 landing. You can also see alignment there, distance and speed, and we want to align those things in the blue zone so we can do a safe disengage. And when we get to that point, it'll just lock our destination. We'll drop out of Super Cruise, and it'll, you know, put us about 20 kilometers away from the station. Like it's sort of computerized and automated that process. So 1500k, our speed is already under 1,000 kilometers per second, our distance is there, disengage Super Cruise, destination lock engage there in the top right in the info panel, and then when it's ready it'll drop us into the specific instance around this station, and then we will go ahead and quickly dock. Sometimes this can take a little bit of time, I've found, when it's, and I think this is basically the loading screen for you kind of, you know, getting into the instance around this specific station, so that you would then interact with other players and stuff like that. We'll target the space station. I'm going to cut it here while I boost over and get to the entrance, and then I'll bring you back as I'm going to go into dock. Right, so we're just 2 kilometers away from the station. I've just sort of zoomed past it using boost. Got the entrance in sights here. Let's just drop it back while we request docking. I haven't done that yet. Want to make sure we don't make that mistake again. Request docking.
Request granted.
And we got request granted. Great. We got landing pads 1. Okay. So we'll head on in. Just line this up. Take the throttle down just a touch. Get down to about 25%. And align ourselves, and there we are, good to go in. I think we might just boost this for a bit of fun and throttle all the way back. I like doing that. It can be a bit dangerous for sure. Not something I'd recommend, but it's a bit of a giggle, isn't it? You know. So let's reverse. Landing pad 1 was beneath us there somewhere. There we go, we can see it down there on the left. So we'll go ahead and we will land our spaceship, popping our landing gear down, dropping in towards the landing pad. We'll go for the same kind of landing as last time, getting in, sort of hovering above the pad, and then just using the vertical thrusters to bring us down. I think that's the kind of safest way for me right now anyway. I don't quite have the control or the skill to do a sort of a fancier landing at the moment. So vertical thrust, drop it down a little bit. There we go. Just align that, bring the nose back up. And we are almost there. Just a little bit of a nudge forwards. Vertical thrust, in the centre, kill the speed, and boom. There we go.
Engines disengaged. And
then clunk. There we go. Awesome. Right, so starport services. Let's have a look at how much money we made or lost. If we're making a loss, we probably won't sell it. We'll just go somewhere else. Let's see what the commodities market says. Buy our fuel first. Always really important. Going to make a habit of doing that. Back out. Okay, fuel sorted. Commodities market. We're looking for fruit and veg. Let's select it. So we bought it for 178 credits per item, and awesome, we are going to sell it for 306, that's amazing. So we're going to make a bunch on that sale, like 500 credits or something, I think. Yeah, 512, awesome. So submit that, and we've got 1,500 credits already, fantastic. Alright, well I'm going to, I think, pause it here. I'll probably encode and upload both of the first 2 episodes together, I'll do a couple more trade runs, try and get us a bit more money, maybe get us up towards 10,000 credits or something. And then next time we come back, we will take a look at some of the bulletin board stuff and explore the kind of contacts and things like that and show what you can do with those things. But I hope you've enjoyed the episode today so far. If you have, please go ahead, hit the like button down below, share it with your friends, and I will see you next time, Commanders.